Update 1.0.3. Welcome back to another Bit Legend video, fellas. So it has been a minute. We had some internet situations, you know, year 2020. It is what it is. Nothing needs an explanation anymore. Let's roll right into it. I'm happy to announce the patch is here, the update's here. We're going to talk about the little things that you might miss. And of course, if you want to read all this to yourself, it is in the Discord in the update channel. So be a part of your community and do the things. You are looking at the newest fusion in the game. I've made them. I made a video on them, showed them off. And you're also looking at the new bonus system for upgrading minions. So we'll get to all this stuff. I'm just going to run through the update channel in order and hopefully clarify anything that needs clarifying. But anyways, here we go. So number one, increase in epic/legendary monster level cap. Epics go up to 15, legendaries go up to 20. So you're seeing it here. This guy's a legendary. And if I stable or consume 20 of these guys, I will unlock these bonuses. Now, you keep getting stats up until the total stat increase drops off for epics between plus 10 and plus 15, so you get less. And then for legendaries, I think the stat drop off is from 15 to 20, or is it 10 to 20? So hopefully I'll be able to clarify that. But the purpose of upgrading these guys further is to get the bonuses, not so much the stats. I don't want the stats to get super crazy and outweigh player characters, I believe is the intent. So you can see all monsters will gain additional bonuses when upgrading. You can see it right here. More competitive combat, not on par with players. Okay, so they're trying to make they're trying to close the gap between monsters and players without making one or the other obsolete or too strong or anything like that. So yeah, the chance of you using minions in raid is not super high at the moment. But hey, we can dream, right? Additional updates. Thursday's buff will be changed from 30% capture to 30% gold fine. So I don't have the Thursday is obviously over, but this is something that a lot of people requested. We had Wednesday and Thursday both giving 30% capture rate, and now we've got 30% gold, which is the highest gold find day. So Thursday is your ordeal day, boys. That is the day that you want to do. And while we're on the topic, am I wearing the appropriate runes? Did I change back the chips? I mean, they're chips. Okay. So yeah, Thursday's gold find day. I'm really happy about that. In war/arena/guild war, when the total number of actions exceeds 75, a winner will be forced. So what does that look like? Let's go do, I know I don't have a boost on right now, so I'm giving a bad example, but here we go. If you look at the top of the screen, you will see that little 75 counter up there. So if I got stuck on this wave and it went 75 attacks, the battle would be over. I'm assuming it means a loss. I actually haven't seen it yet, so I haven't got stuck in battle. But you can see the attacks go down, and then when I get to a new set, a new wave, it resets, and then it goes down, and so on. So if you can't kill the team that you're fighting within 75 attacks, you're going to die. Keep in mind this is only in war/arena/guild war. So this is basically designed if you get locked against tank versus tank for some reason. I think the game's just going to disqualify you or whatever. If your team can't kill somebody in 75 attacks, you lost, fellas. You lost. All right, moving on. Players will be able to hide their head in gear settings. So, for those of you that don't know, my helmet here is actually a device cosmetic. So if I want, I think you can actually see a little bit behind my head. I think you can actually see the helmet behind, so I can actually go in options, which I'll probably do later, and turn off helmets. So in the same way that you turn off your mount, you turn off your pet, you can turn off other stuff. So there you go, pretty cool. But you have to do it in settings. I don't think that you can do it from that interface. You got to go top right corner settings. Yeah, I'll figure it out. Number 4, legendary capture item will be sold in the radiation shop. So this is amazing. I've already used one. So if you go in raids, you don't have to click over to raid 7 or anything like that. The store is the same for all of them. But if you scroll down here, oh, we are 2 raids away from getting another legendary catcher. that means we are 2 raids away from trying to catch the minions for Notzilla and making a Notzilla video, fellas. What's up? But anyways, every time you do raid 8 or raid 9, you get this currency, and 200 of them will give you a raid catcher. Now, how many raids, how fast would a free-to-play get a legendary catcher? Let's figure that out. I think you get 1 raid token every 2 hours. That might be wrong, so feel free to make fun of me in the comments. But 24 hours in a day divided by 2, you're getting 12 raids per day. Plus, you're getting 4 raids from the login bonus. If you're logged in for an hour, I think you get 4 raid tickets, something like that. That could be wrong. And the other thing is if you convert all of your energy like I do, because I don't need anything from energy, but if you can convert your energy like this to get raid tickets, you're getting even more raids. So how much energy do you get per day? I don't know. A lot. So you're probably getting around 20 raids per day. That means 10 days. Every 10 days you're getting a legendary catcher if you're doing the conversion thing that I do. And that's free to play. If you want to push beyond that, then, hey, sky's the limit. You do you, right? So you might look at this plus 20 legendary and kind of laugh at that and say, hey, plus 20 legendary, he's so difficult to make. I'm never going to plus 20 this guy. Bro, you're getting a free legendary minion every 10 days, and you can recycle minions in the recycle shop that came in with the last patch or the patch before. You can walk your butt over here, and you're walking, and you're walking. And you can recycle minions. You can kill that stuff. I'm actually going to keep these guys. You can get this currency. You can buy stuff. I mean, come on. Use the recycle currency to get the super rare guys like Golden Rex, and then use legendary catchers to get the not so super rare guys like this guy in the middle, the Devil Dude, and so on. There's other legendaries there. You can get Mirage is the plane flying in the middle. It's Devil Bium, probably saying that wrong. And then the super rare guy is Golden Rex. So you've got enough options in the game that actually upgrading these guys makes a lot of sense. And in another video that might be posted after this one, I compared a plus 15 epic full mech or final mech, whatever his name is, to Sword God without any upgrades. The epic plus 15 can hang with an unupgraded legendary. They were trading damage consistently enough, and I've done all the content with epics plus 10 just to test it out. So it's definitely viable. However, the ceiling on a legendary is going to be higher because you can upgrade them. And keep in mind, I'll show you this one more time. Since upgrading these legendaries can be very difficult, like I like Sword God, I kind of like the build, works for me. However, upgrading her is going to be a big pain in the butt. But even if I upgrade her only +1, I'm getting a lot of speed. So that means before, if I upgraded her +1, I'm getting like 2.5% more total stats, which is nice and it adds up over time, but now I'm getting 11% speed. That's pretty big. Or if you upgrade 3 times, you're getting crit damage and so on. Everybody gets hit points at level 5. I got a personal gripe on this one because she would benefit so much from crit, and you only get crit at +20, so that doesn't feel great. I feel like by the time I get her +20, there might be another minion out there that I'm using instead of her. Because that is, even with those, even with the legendary catchers and stuff, it was still going to take me a considerable amount of time to get to +20. So, you got to make some decisions, fellas. You got to make some decisions. Let's see, raid 9 wish boxes. Let's go back and raid. We now have wish boxes, which I'll probably have to explain in a separate video because there's a lot going on here. Differ's already explained this in the archives channel in Discord if you want to kind of take a look at it. But you see there's 3 new currencies. So you got this red radiation symbol. You've got this little purple thing. You got the blue thing. Deific and devilish. So I guess devil if you want the devil set from breaking down stuff. And then you got the God set if you want to do that one. And this is for the other one, for the other raid 1 through raid 5 sets, I'm assuming. I don't know. Check that out in the archive channel. I'll never figure it out. But the wish boxes are there. A lot of people wanted this. There's so much gear in raid 9 that without the wish boxes, you couldn't target anything. It would just be crazy. So there you go. Also, cosmetics, man. The cosmetics look great. Number 6. Other players' information page now be viewable by clicking the eye on their, is it I or is it exclamation point? I think it's exclamation point. But you click the button on the player, it's all good. So let me find somebody. Who wants to be Bit Legends famous? Where's someone? Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. Is it gonna be Fuds? The Snack. Who's it gonna be? All right, I'm taking too long. All right, the Snack. So if we click on the eye in the top left corner of the character, dun da da da. Oh my goodness, I can see everything. Now, you could make an argument, and you wouldn't be wrong, that showing PvE wins, losses, dungeons, zones, ordeals completed, damage dealt, taken, all that. Maybe that's a little bit too much personal info. Maybe people want to be like, I don't want everybody to know all the raids that I do. I get that. But it's in the game, so hey, deal with it. You can see other stuff, so level, XP, their bonuses, you can see all that, attributes. What people really want to see is the stats, at least the total stats added up, and also over here, the bonuses. So it's like, should I use this guy? One guy on my team has 7 crit, and this guy has this much. You can kind of decide who's better on your team, especially if you're looking at tanks. Before, you'd have to actually add up and see, does this guy have 100% block, or is he going to have 80% block and die in 3 hits? So there you go. Very, very good. Let's see what else. I feel like I've got an idea that I probably shouldn't do, but how dare you have be a higher NG than me, Froggy? How dare you? I gotta know. 800 dungeons. Holy shit. That's a lot of raids, dude. Radiation zone. That's a lot of radiation zones, man. I don't know, man. I don't know if this should be in the game. But it is. So what am I going to do? 800? 7,000 raids. That's a lot of raids. If you want to see who's really trying in your guild, everyone's like, "Hey, I know my gear's bad, but I want guild boss gear. I've been doing a ton of raids. I'm just unlucky. I'm not getting the drops. I'm just unlucky." And then you can look in there and see, like, bro, you only have like 300 raids done. Like, what are you talking about? This dude has 8,000 raids done. That probably shouldn't be the bar where we set the bar. 6,000 raids done. That's a lot of dungeons, man. That's a lot of dungeons. Just to be fair, let's see how many I have. Hey, I'm at 8 now. Look at me. Feels good. It's only fair if I show everybody else that I show mine. It's a lot of XP gain there. Dun dun dun. It's probably a higher PvE loss ratio. And why do I have more dungeons than everybody else? I convert all my energy into raids since forever. Why do I have a lot of dungeons? Maybe dungeons counts ordeals. Because they call that dungeons when it's not really dungeons. Maybe that counts ordeals, because that would make sense, because I've done some crazy ordeal pushes. And then raid zones. This is the difference between a tank and a DPS player. Tank player gets their sets from guild boss, and I mean, at this point, why would you go for anything other than guild boss 5-piece? But DPS players, the raid 8 4-piece is still best in slot at the moment. Unless anybody wants to really pioneer some raid 9 sets, but whatever. Let's get back to the patch. There we go. Can I add me as a friend? Whatever. Can I block myself? Maybe that's the best. All right. Number 7, kill points will go to 0 once you leave a guild. So I'm going to show this by leaving the guild, and we'll see how. That's not the right thing. Hey, we killed all the waves this week. There we go. At the bottom of the screen, so you see I've almost got 1,000 kill points. Before, if you left one guild and joined another one, your kill points would come with you. They've decided to make that not the case. I could argue either way. It's your kill points. You've been doing a lot of stuff. However, I think it kind of also leans towards little subtle changes that suggest or encourage people to stay in their guilds. You want the system to kind of favor people staying in guilds versus like hopping around too much. I think that's just more stability, stable nuclear family, right? So not a big deal there. Most organized guilds that I talk to don't use KP. They just say, okay, you bid on this, you bid on this, you bid on this. So everybody's doing minimum bids. It doesn't really matter how much KP you have. That's why I have so much. Even though I'm pretty much a loot goblin, got a lot of loot. So whatever. I don't think it's a big deal either way. Number 8, it will now be possible to use multiple class books at once. I don't think I can do this without changing my class. And if you change your class, then it resets all your points and you have to go set everything again. It's a little bit annoying. I kind of wish you would just save it. But yeah, I don't want to swap right now. But one of these days, I will level artist all the way. I probably have a good amount of books to do something like that. And it doesn't show you here, but if I tried to use these, it would give me a use all or a use number. I could use a bunch of these. To level a class from 0 to 100, you need 1,400 red books. And keep in mind, if you don't have enough red books, you can get books in the Ace shop. So I clicked on Battle Pass at the top, right under gold, Battle Pass, Hunter's Store, aka Ace Store. And did they add artist books? Yes, they did, right at the bottom. So there you go. If you don't have enough red books, you can do the artist thing. If you're not trying to be artist right now, I would suggest not using the ace points and just slowly over time just using the red books, because you're going to get red books anyways, and we have no idea when the next class is going to come out. It hasn't even been talked about. So you might as well just be patient. Now, if you want to be artist right now, you've got a great build, or for some reason you want to go, that's when you want to start burning all your ace points. And then also at the bottom, Elimination Store, we're going to click on the wolf, go to Elimination, and we're going to click on Store. And then did they add artist books here too? So same thing. You can decide, do you want to spend your ace tokens? Do you want to spend your elimination? There you go. You can level up artists pretty easy. And I've got 100 of these to do. Someday, not today. I think a day will come when they add some sort of event that uses elim. And so I'll just use these whenever that happens. Number 9, in-game chat moderators will be assigned with the ability to disable chat of specific players for 1 hour. So every time I look in chat, I really don't see any problems. I don't see any problems. But, you know, it's an online chat thing. Someone's going to spam and just type X a lot or something like this. There we go. So a mod will probably see that and be like, hey, try not to spam. And then he does again, okay, now you're muted for 1 hour. There you go. We have a pretty tame chat. I haven't seen anything nasty there. Anyways, number 10, fix the problem of looping with partial settings conflicts, mainly arising from auto capture. So what would happen is when you would go and you would turn on loop, it would sometimes, I haven't had it happen to me, but I had it happen to a couple friends, it would mess up your settings. And so if you had like auto persuade turned on for everything, it could turn it off for legendary. So you come back after a couple hours of running raids and you're like, why did I not catch any minions at all? So this should fix that. And there you go. And the reason it was fixed is because somebody reported it, and you guys reporting bugs is how stuff gets fixed. A new monster, Elimination Angel, formerly known as Annihilation Angel. Kind of a weird name, because when you think of Annihilation, you think of like damage and destroying stuff. This is actually a healing, shieldy guy. I do a video where I talk about him more in depth, about the stats, about the skills, all that kind of stuff. So check that out. I've made him, and I made a video using him. So either that video will be out before or after this one. But I'm interested. I don't think he's really going to change the game. I think he looks awesome. But, you know, hey, he's a good addition, and he's fairly unique. Increase in battle speed when using the skip action setting. So again, if you look in settings, you can turn off animations and the battle should go a little bit faster. I did a bunch of ordeals. I did a push a week ago and a push this week, and I didn't really notice a speed increase. If it's there, it's super slight. I was doing 3 minutes, 40 seconds last week. I was doing like 3 minutes, 30 seconds this week, and I gained a bunch of total stats. So was that the speed increase, or was that my total stats? Or, I mean, I was running it for hours, so whatever. Speaking of minions, not Zilla. not Zilla. I believe this was a stats change, not a bonus change. Yeah. They took a little bit from his attack stat and put it in his speed stat, so that he's just a little bit faster, so it's a little bit more comfy when you're doing this guy against Guild Boss. The intent and focus of this minion is to be amazing on Guild Boss, and then, kind of whatever everywhere else. He's too slow for PvP, he's probably too slow for most PvE content, but in Guild Boss, if you set things up, he's just going to kaboom and just rock Guild Bosses. That is his job. That's what he does, and this is the next guy I'll be making. Probably pretty soon, because you guys saw that I'm super close to getting another legendary catcher. And I think, what do I need to make this guy? Maybe I'm not as close as I think. I know I need the Rex. I think the Rex, Golden Rex, is all I need to make him. Yep, there he is. So I need Golden Rex, and I need this. There also is a bug. The recipe said incorrectly that you need 3 of these. The recipe would say you need 3, and you couldn't use the recipe unless you had 3. However, it would only eat 1 Thunder Beast. So they fixed that now. The recipe reads correctly. And I got a bunch of these. They changed this guy's name. This used to be Minotaur, now it's Lunatic Tauren, whatever. So I'm just going to use a legendary catcher on a Golden Rex if I can run into one. Catch me a not Zilla and make you guys a beautiful video, so definitely check that out. But I'm going to wait until I do that against Guild Bosses. And hey, I can even use the essay buff when I change build. All right. Engineer's ultimate skill super algorithm, that's the essay I'm talking about, will provide an additional 300% crit damage. So let's show you what I'm talking about. Let's go to myself. Let's click on perks. Now, if you go into programs, which is the second one, you can click on this, and this is super algorithm. So I'll give you guys a second to read it. I've been talking too much. I need to drink a little bit. Drinking some sort of aloe vera drink. Very popular here. Okay, so super algorithm. If you're a DPS NG, you probably prefer having this one than having the debuff. So right now I've got my guild running a bunch of tanks that are using system override. We have a couple DPS NGs that are using super algorithm. You can use it twice per battle. It costs half your SP bar, increases the target ally's attack and crit by 50%. So that's their attack and their crit by 50%, and then their crit damage by 30%. And it's only good for 1 action, but you can use it twice per battle. So what Vuk has already been doing, and a bunch of people are kind of theory crafting, I think he might be the only one actually doing it so far, is you take a minion like Not Zilla, which is so slow, but has so much attack and really strong skills that once he gets full SP, you put super algorithm on him, he does a massive attack, you do it again, he does another massive attack, crazy, crazy damage. And you're getting somewhat comparable damage to Sword Rain, and I think full launch is still ahead. However, it makes sense because the bounty hunters, a lot of their damage, I don't want to say most, but a lot of their damage is in full launch, whereas the NG has more consistent damage because he has more consistent SP. So NG's looking really good in guild boss battles. Bounty hunters looking really good in things like raid, where you have a quick battle, and then the next quick battle, and then the next quick battle, and then the next quick battle. So bounty hunter looks good for that. But NG DPS is starting to shine. We're seeing it. And the other thing is, if you talk about Guild Boss 5, where you're fighting with your guild mates, a DPS NG can give SP to bounty hunters and bring their damage up, and can also use a super algorithm on them before they use their full launch. So we're seeing synergies. We're seeing the game evolve. The game has definitely come miles ahead of where it used to be. Now we've actually got strategies and things going on. If you watched the Guild Boss 5 battle last week, the tanks were using this debuff, so the boss couldn't have defense. Then we were using full launches to do a ton of damage. This week we're going to use the same debuff. We're going to try to use super algorithm to buff our DPS players, and then we're going to use full launches to just do tons of damage, and hopefully things will work out. And then, of course, NGs give other people SP because NGs are awesome. Number 15, Thunder Fury second skill change to attack random. Let's show you that. So if I click on skills, I have Thunder Fury, and here we go. So Glare. Glare used to be attack random 2, I believe. Now it is attack random 1, and the damage percentage is quite high. So I like this weapon a lot now. If you look at Thunder Fury, before the problem was the bonuses made more sense for a tank The skills didn't really make sense for anybody. Definitely not a good option with full launch. However, if full launch fires glare a lot, you're going to have a really good full launch. So you got attack target enemy on a 0 SP. That's pretty cool. Some DPS players have so much damage that if they can use this skill, they can kill the other DPS player in the first turn. And then, hey, game over. But you got attack random 1. That's really good, especially in a guild boss fight. When there's only one target, your attack random is going to hit that person. It just makes sense. Big multiplier there. The 20 SP is a leech. So kind of okay for tank if you need some healing. You know, you can just leech up. And then you've got an attack all skill. So you've got strong single target damage. You've got strong multi-target damage. If we ever get in a fight where, if we ever get into a battle where you're attacking multiple guild bosses in the same battle, or if you could even make an argument in raids where raids would, hang on. Bum, bum, bum. All right, we're back. So if you ever get into a battle where where we're fighting significant multiple enemies, I mean, raid 9, the boss fights, is pretty close. You've got 2 bosses and like 2 or 3 legendary monsters that are all kind of significant till the end. We're starting to see those multi-battles. So I do believe, let's just compare the damage real quick. 1 SP does that much damage. This is 4 SP, so you multiply that by 4. So, I mean, that's pretty juicy. That's pretty, and then you also get a shield. I think the shielding is a little bit, I don't know. My experience with this shield has been that it over shields. It just shields you full anyways. So I'd rather see that be like a less SP cost, but whatever. I think it's the job done. If you are using the Defender set, you're getting some SP. If you're an NG, you're getting SP. If you're a Bounty Hunter, you're getting SP as a tank. So you do have more opportunities to actually use these skills as a tank as well. So Thunder Fury, it's in a good spot, man. Although I'd say if you don't have Thunder Fury yet and you're a DPS player, unless your guild just has the pieces and nobody's going to use them, I mean, I wouldn't want it to go to waste. I still think it's better as a tank weapon. But I would say wait and see what the skills are on the Ancient Axe, you know. It might be a month or 2 before anybody gets close to making that thing. But hey, if you've waited this long, you wait a little bit longer and see what the axe looks like. Because it would feel real bad if you made the Thunder Fury, and then the axe comes out and you're like, oh, I don't want Thunder Fury anymore, I want the axe. And then other people in your guild is like, dude, I could have used the Thunder Fury materials, man. And you're just not using it? Come on. So you want to avoid that drama. Anyways, all right. Thunder Fury is changed, and Artist has been changed a little bit. Let's see if I can find an artist. If you want to find, if I go to the talent skill, I can't look at these abilities until I actually swap, and that's kind of lame. I've suggested them give a preview option here so you can actually, so players can see the other skills. But until that gets added in the game, you come over here, you click on artist, and I think Sork is, who is Genotype? That's a new person. I believe Sork is an artist, so we go to perk. And then there we go. I believe this, yeah, this is the one. So it says cold lightning. It's actually frost lightning that was changed. And this used to be some weird damage types, but now it's smite and damage, which is good. So photon and thermal. I think thermal might make sense if the legendary axe gets popular. That's the only thing that uses thermal that's popular that I know. So this might actually not be too bad if people are using that. And then also photon's super popular right now. So this is not too bad. If I had either of those weapons, I really wouldn't be upset about having to get that. And then now everybody likes smite and damage. That's a good fix there. So keep an eye on talents. Talents change over time, but we're almost getting to the end of it. Artist talent books will be available like the other books. I showed you those. And that is all of the nope, there's more. There's more. You can now exchange or deal and trials tickets. Where would that be? Is it here? Because I know in Arena you have the exchange button. Okay, yeah. So I can exchange chip fragments for ordeal tickets, PvP coins for ordeal tickets. We could always do it for Guild Wars stuff. You can get class books if you need them. That's kind of always been there, and other conversions. I think some of these recipes, the prices are a little bit crazy. But chip materials, it's hard to say. I guarantee a day will come when mythic chips come out. It could be a month from now. It could be 3 years from now. No idea. But it's someday in our lifetime it's going to happen. Do you want to risk giving up a bunch of chip materials to do some more deals for gold? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I don't know. And then the PvP coins, it's almost a similar thing. You know, they keep adding so much to the game, which is really good. But my concern is, what happens if I use all these coins, get all the ordeals, get a bunch of gold, and then a week or a month later, there's some recipe that says, okay, you can convert this and get SP, or you can convert and get something else, right? So, I don't know. You gotta point and shoot and make a decision. So that's an option there. I'm just gonna click that so I keep it on in the future. The exchange button's not there, and the exchange button's not here. Is there an exchange button here? No. You could go down to the exchange here and try to find those recipes. So there they are. Same thing. I thought there was one for trials too. But ordeal's the important one anyways. Okay. Defender 5-piece set bonus. I've talked about it so much, it kind of feels like I've talked about it here, but it used to be when you get hit, someone on your team that's not full SP will get 3 SP. Now it is 15. So that is a pip and a half. And I got to say, it feels great. It feels great. I don't think it's broken. I think that 5-piece set bonuses should be strong, should change your play style, or just have a significant impact. And the other thing is, if they put some sort of flat defensive bonus like 10% damage mitigation, it would just make tanks super strong in things like PvP. And I think a lot of people are really concerned about tanks getting strong in PvP. Although if you play a tank in PvP, I mean, we have the same 50-50 situation that DPS players have. DPS players feel like 50% of the time they just die to a reflect. Tank players feel like probably 80% of the time their whole team just gets blown up by some sort of attack and then they're there solo for like the next 10 minutes. So either way, either side of the coin you are with that argument, putting on like 10% damage mitigation or 5% reflect or something like that just kind of makes it worse. However, with the defender, when I get hit, my team gets SP. That's team utility. That kind of changes the meta a little bit, changes the style. It makes people really want defender. And there's no point in having guild boss sets if people don't want them. So really good. I still argue that a lot of the bonuses, like that's fine bonuses, okay, but a lot of the bonuses on the guild boss set, when you compare to other items, raid 8, raid 9, guild boss 5, the individual bonuses are kind of meh. It's like 2% dodge and 5% more healing and 3% more hit points. These bonuses are terrible when you compare it to other stuff. It's like, here's a DPS, here's a tank item, 9% block. Okay, let's go look at DPS items. What did DPS players get? 4% damage, 7.5% photon, 4% crit. Like what? Look at these, look at this, how much bonuses DPS players get. And that's not the most fair thing because we're comparing that to, we're comparing Guild Boss to Raid 9, but since we're making a long video, let's make it long. Let's go over, I probably shouldn't, no, let's not do Raid, let's not do Boss 5. Bum, 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 here we go. So look at the difference here. I'm getting some hit points, okay, great. And keep in mind that the Defender necklace was actually upgraded because the bonuses on it were so bad and out of line. But 3% damage, 3% crit, 10% crit damage, or 25% crit damage, 1% smite, 1% damage. That's so much better than what the tanks get. And same thing here. 9% block, what? I don't need no block. Smite and damage. I've kind of made the point. See what else. 7% crit, 3% damage. Now, I'm comparing it here to Thunder and Fury, so that's not fair, but bro, you're getting 10% bonuses, and a tank is getting 2% reflect. So, whatever. I don't even remember how I got on that topic. So anyways, Defender 5-piece is definitely my favorite. If you have DPS friends in your life, they're going to want you to wear it all the time. They're going to call you up on the phone late at night and say, hey, what are you wearing? You wearing that 5-piece Defender? Yeah. All right, I just wanted to know. I'm going to do some raids. When dismantling gear, we're almost done, boys. I know it's a crazy long video. When dismantling gear, so this is plus 15, you will get back the gold and cores consumed from upgrading it and refining it. So if I failed a bunch of times, any fail on refine is not going to be counted. You're not going to ever get those materials back. However, if you're plus 15, you're going to get the cost to make it plus 15. So you're getting something, you're getting more back than you were before. So that helps. And let's say they come up with a new set that's better than Defender and I want to switch. I could get the new stuff, kill the old stuff. It kind of helps a little bit. So that's good progress. And the last thing, the gold Midas has been adjusted. Significant increase in gold obtained through gold Midas. I never used gold Midas because it was so bad. I'm not going to show it here, but the conversion of gems to gold was just so bad. It just mathematically didn't make any sense for me to click that button. So if you guys need gold, there you go. Last thing I'll leave you with is if you are able to do Ordeal 16 and you have 2 gold find runes or chips, which I do, and you have the guild gold find bonus. So you have 2 of these gold drops, and you have, let's go back, the arc boost, and you do it on the new Thursday with the 30% bonus. 5 tickets in Ordeal 16 will give you 370,000 gold. So you're getting over a third of a million. So 15 Ordeal tickets will give you over 1 million gold. So you can kind of use that factor of your math to see, should I just buy the Ordeal tickets? Should I just buy the gold? Keep in mind when you do Ordeal, you get a bunch of energy, and you can use that energy, or you can convert it to raids as well. So something to think about. Very long video. As always, appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next